I did my creative project about French-speaking roots. That's the reason why I choose a tree. The first part of the tree represents my ancestry and my life in Quebec until I was 33 years old. The other part of the tree represents my life as a Francophone in Ontario. My origin is from France. On my dad's side, they arrived in Quebec in 1647, and on my mom's side, they arrived in 1653. Both they lived in Quebec in the French community for 100 years until the British invaded us and we lost the war. At this point, my ancestors need to fight for their right and to keep the mother tongue. The government tried to impose different laws like the Durham Report because they tried to assimilate the French people. The French Canadian people, need to hide their identity and their language, and moreover, the person who were indigenous or métis. At this point, they denied their high education, and the French Canadians live in poverty and have a hard time to find a good job if they don't speak English. So at this point, when I met the man of my life, he doesn't speak French. So I moved to Ontario with him, and I feel isolated and really lonely because even if I manage to speak English, I have a hard time because I start to speak English at 32 years old, and I have a strong accent, so even if I have the right word, people cannot understand me. Another thing I thought it was hard is when my kids were sick and I need to see the doctor with them. It was really hard because they don't understand my accent and I cannot find the right word to explain the symptom. But when my kids start to school, I discovered then they have a French community, and also they have a French people who continue to fight for their right and for the French education. So I was really involved with the community, and I started to help at school with volunteer job and also to create a new library. Then I decided to go back to university to get my BA, and I find a French university. It's actually a bilingual university, York University at the Glendon campus, and that opened a door to work. After that, I was able to work in a French television station for 2 years. Then I go back again to school because I want to get my BA in education. Since 2016, I'm a teacher in high school and I teach arts, and I really enjoy that. Although it was hard to live outside Quebec and speak French, I find my place here in Ontario, and we have the right to speak French because in Canada we have two official languages, the French and the English, and in Ontario we have, since 1977, we have a flag to represent the French-speaking Canadian. So in Ontario we have two official flags, one for the English and one for the French community. I'm glad that I'm a bilingual person. French is my first language, and I still have a hard time to speak in English because I have a strong accent. But this is an opportunity to be able to speak both language, and I have 4 children who are perfect bilingual, but I continue to speak with them in French because I don't want they lose the French language. It's really important, and I'm still fighting for the right of the French person. And in Ontario, we have the flag, like I mentioned before, and this flag is really important because they represent all the French Canadian speaking in Ontario. And I choose to build a tree to show one side is actually my old roots from Quebec, and the other one is my roots from Ontario. And if you put both together, you will see a flag, and this is my flag. I'm really proud to be Franco-Ontarienne, and I live in Ontario in French, and I'm really happy about that.